Very shaky for white, I must say. I mean, now there is something created by Fabiano. I think it was blundered by Magnus, this queen check, and then black can move away his knight in a way that black doesn't have to exchange queens.
Because in that position after queen d6, knight takes d7, queen takes d7, queen c2, he had also bishop takes c6 as an option.
Yeah, but I completely understand he didn't want to do that because the white pawns could be taken by checks with queen b1, queen a2.
I was all falling with checks, so this was the best he could have.
Yeah, he didn't. I mean, this is also about the quick game, right? That you don't have time to really calculate everything, and you go on after your intuition. But not all the time. It's perfectly you sense the danger. And here it can be very dangerous for white, which obviously Fabiano also feels that at least he has little chance. And knight e6, regrouping can be an interesting thing. b4 completely on. And now Fabiano is going behind in time. And he went knight g5, which is, it's a good place for the knight. In other hand, it will only be useful if black would be able to push f4. So white will be making the move c5. I don't think there is another move. He's just double checking it. And after queen d1, suddenly, actually even queen g1 is possible. And in the next move already c6 is coming. So I'm not sure it was a good regrouping maneuver. But also after queen d1, king h2 is completely possible to be playing. And I have the feeling that actually the small chances what Fabiano, I felt that he might have, it's, well, maybe it's not gone because queen f6 is an important move actually, because immediately he wants to go f4, f3, which, well, still, of course, we have to check what happens if c6, f4, queen d3 check. And actually...
Magnus was about to play c6 and then he pulled his arm back. c6 now on the board, knight e6.
Knight e6, wow. This is a strange way of putting your pieces. Three moves ago, white's pawn were c4 and b3. And now suddenly white is taking over, or what?
And he maneuvered his knight so that the queen could be on the other side of the knight.
No, this was...
a waste of tempi, it feels.
Yeah. Now actually white is better, I think. Because the queen on e3 suddenly is optimally standing. The pawn on c6 actually making the knight to be standing on e6. White wants to go b5. On the other hand, f4 will not make any good for black because of the white squares will be weak. So actually Fabi had only for a few seconds something might be happening, but he knows exactly that with knight on c7 you will not win the game.
No, unfortunately this is even more unlikely than before. Queen f4,
and now everything is collapsing kind of, because knight e6 back. Well, I wonder if queen d6 will be the move. I think queen d6 seems to be a better move than to go back to e3,
even though a draw is good for Magnus.
Yeah, but I think in this point he's going to go queen d6, and the match will be over soon. Well, of course he's hesitating because playing queen e3 is repetition, but I have the feeling that queen d6 may be even objectively a better move.
Yes, according to some of the tweets, the Norwegian supercomputer Sassy predicts a winning line for Magnus already. We are not going to check it. We are not using an engine. But queen d6, Magnus is going for it. He doesn't want to repeat.
Well, very sad moments for the challenger, I must say, and for his fans. But... we have to give all the credit to the world champion that he was extremely powerful in today's match. And actually he performed quite a similar thing than also in matching against Karyakin. You could feel that actually it's not a fight.
Yeah, he was dominating even in the games that were drawn. So basically Sergei just managed to escape in those games, and then
you could feel the full domination in that one, and here too.
Yes.
So it's clear that he played much better today. in all performance. Not only chess, but somehow he could handle the situation much better.
Yes, that is true. And even though Fabiano must have been preparing for the Rapid in the past 7 months, it seems it wasn't enough.
So King H2, Knight D4, what can he have on his mind after C7? Knight E2.
Tricks.
Yeah, Knight E2, white would be, well, because for the moment C8 is not possible to queen because of Queen B1. Queen G1 mate, but white will be going Queen C5, and actually game is over because it's not only that white is threatening to queen defending G1, but also attacks the F5. So I don't really see what black had in mind, but
it seems to be game over, and it is going to be 3-0, and the World Championship match will be over with Magnus Carlsen defending his title in a very convincing way today in the tie breaks. This is a heartbreaking moment for Fabiano, of course, when he has to admit that it's all over, and he can only try once again to take the title from the world champion in 2 years. If he qualifies, first he will have to qualify again by winning the candidates tournament.
Well, C8, queen, and winning a piece. This is the simplest, but Queen C5, yeah, it's even more painful. And the match is over.
Unfortunately for Fabiano, it is time to resign and tell Magnus that he can be world champion for 2 more years at least.
Yeah, very difficult moments for Fabiano, because he knew already a few moves ago that he's not going to make it, but now he has to have the strength to give up the game.
And the match.
And say congratulations to his opponent, to Magnus keeping his title. Very painful playoff for Fabiano. Extremely painful moments, seconds, which seems forever.
2.5 minutes left for the challenger, but it doesn't really change the situation. His position is lost, and he will need to resign.
He cannot believe that he didn't give a better fight in the playoff.
That's what he's thinking, not the position.
Yeah, and that's the biggest pain that a player has. That if you know that you gave a good fight, you understand that the other one was better. But he knows it exactly. He understands it very well that he could do much better than that. He could give a much better fight to Magnus than that. And this is what is painful, when you feel that you could do much better, and it will be in his head for quite a long time.
It will be. I wonder if he will try something, anything, although his position is completely lost, or he will resign in this moment.
Well, there is maximum 1.5 minutes we're going to be sitting there and
Queen
seeing.
E3. So after C8 queen.
No, he just cannot believe it, that this was what was happening today. It's not a good day, he will remember, Wednesday, 28th of November.
No. C8 queen is on the board. Magnus Carlsen is winning game 3 as well in the rapid playoffs. F4, a last try by the challenger, but he knows that his position is lost and that he has lost his chance to take the crown from Magnus.
Yeah, he's just not ready to finish this game.
And now it's a handshake. Magnus Carlsen defends his title in London.